Well, I'm here with Vic Fedeli, Member of Provincial Parliament for Nipissing and candidate in the Ontario Progressive Conservative Leadership Contest. So welcome, Vic.
Thank you, Robert. Great pleasure to be back in London.
Great. Now, why are you running to become leader of the Progressive Conservative Party?
Well, Robert, we've lost 4 consecutive elections, so I want to restore pride to the party and make Ontario first.
Now, speaking about first, you've just released your platform in terms of Ontario First. Perhaps you can maybe expand upon it.
Yes, it's a 5-point plan, and it begins with an economic framework that takes care of both our financial and our social fabric as well. It's a comprehensive plan that includes a solid job creation program that starts with looking at making energy affordable, cutting red tape, repealing the incoming registered pension plan, same with the carbon tax. Ontario has the highest energy rates in North America and the most expensive payroll taxes in Canada. And so these are the kind of things that have been really hurting our small businesses, creating the 94 to the last 95 consecutive months of higher than the national average unemployment. I also, in part of the plan, has a complete asset and infrastructure replacement program. It also brings an accountability program. When you think of the gas plant scandal or the Mars scandal or the Orange scandal, as a 2-term MPP and former energy critic, I ran the gas plant scandal hearings for our party. And I can tell you, when people are trying to get to the Speaker of the Legislature, who's our judge in this gas plant scandal hearings, there's no accountability. There's been nobody punished for purposely deleting our files. I'm the one who phoned the OPP. I picked up the phone and called the police commission and told them our files were stolen. And my friend Rob Leone, MPP from Cambridge, and I, we both wrote to the OPP, and they've been involved for 18 months. Can you imagine this is a government that has not 1, not 2, but now 3 OPP investigations? It's obvious that you need an accountability program. And then the 5th and final program is one that would allow for our members, our caucus, and our party executive to be involved in ratifying the platform. So it's a complete, comprehensive action plan.
Do you believe that the government is on track to balance the books as they've stated in 2017-18, I believe it is? Not for a moment do I believe that. In fact, I serve as our party's finance critic, and I wrote a book before the last budget called Focus on Finance, and it clearly outlines in the government's own, at that time, secret documents, which we, through the minority government, were able to have revealed, their own Ministry of Finance documents that say quite clearly, we are not on track to balance by 2017-18. So absolutely not. So if you're Premier today, what would you do differently to get us to that balanced state?
Well, first of all, be open and honest with the people of Ontario and give them a true accounting of where we are. It's pretty hard for a business to plan coming here when they see this $12.5 billion deficit, knowing the only way this government is ever going to balance it is by raising their corporate taxes. And we see that now through the Ontario Registered Pension Plan, the cap and trade, or the climate tax that they're bringing on. So these are the things that we would, if they're in, we would repeal immediately. As I mentioned earlier, we would create an affordable energy file. Right now we have the most expensive energy in North America, and that has to be one of the first things we tackle. Balancing the budget through bringing affordable energy. We lost 300,000 people used to work in manufacturing in Ontario. They're gone.
In this area.
Especially in this area. They're gone today. Why? Primarily because of high energy rates.
So what do we do to get those rates back to where they're more affordable for households as well as for businesses?
Well, then we need to understand the problem first. The problem was the Green Energy Act, which I would repeal. The Green Energy Act allowed for some of the richest subsidies for wind turbines, but what it really did was put 20-year contracts for power we don't need. The biggest sin, according to the Auditor General, was the fact that we agreed to take the power whenever it was made. Well, we didn't do a business plan. We, being the government, the Liberal government, did not do a business plan, also criticism of the Auditor General. And as a result, they weren't aware that power from wind is made at night when we don't need it. So it's a surplus. So we pay Quebec and we pay the United States $2.6 billion to take that power. I would turn that power around and use it as an incentive, a financial incentive.
Is it possible to repeal it at this point in time? And again, when I think of repeal, I'm thinking of tearing down the wind turbines. Is that really something that we can do at this stage in the game?
No, that's not practical. My solution is cancel the Green Energy Act, so no new green energy. For the ones that are in existence, I would have very strict controls over the sound, whether it's audible sound or finer tune sound, to make sure that they're within the law, and if they aren't, then we have a mechanism in their contract, because that's what's making people sick. But for the turbines that are up, basically, we need to make lemonade from that grand lemon. And I want to take the power that's being made, that we're paying the states $2.6 billion and Quebec, and use that power as an economic incentive. If you create jobs in Ontario and you use the power at night, we'll offer that power at a tremendously reduced rate. So that is part of the providing affordable energy.
Well, thanks for joining me today, Vic. Is there somewhere where they can go to actually see your plan?
The website is ontariofirst.ca. They'll be able to read all about the exciting action plan, but the one new thing that we launched that they can read about is the fact that I would cancel provincial income tax for anybody 25 and under. It's an exciting program to kickstart the economy, and we're really looking forward to the continued wonderful feedback that we're getting for that program.
Great. Thanks. All the best.
Thanks, Robert.